sort of reluctant. I feel so incompetent. You know, he is my brother, but I have to say he's probably the best preacher I've ever heard. I enjoy his teachings, and because I know it's the Word of God. I've never seen anyone that can stand up here and spout off the Word of God the way he does. But he does, and it comes from his heart. I know that. And my husband asked me, he said, "Did God give you anything to speak on yet?" And I said, "I don't have nothing." And I said, "But he'll give me something. Or I'll call Pastor Walls and tell him I don't have nothing." And it was like the Lord dropped it in my heart yesterday to speak about mothers, especially our young mothers. Now, I have been a mother for a lot of years. My oldest son passed away over a year ago, and he would have been 55 now. But I believe being a mother is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world. And I see young mothers today, and my heart goes out to them. Some of them, I'm telling you, they're like my brother said, they give birth to them. They don't know how to mother. And none of us do, really. When we have our children, we really don't know how to mother. It's something we learn as we go. But as a Christian mother, you do have help. And that used to be one of my greatest prayers. God, help me to be the best mother I can be. And God did help me. Believe me, I had rough times. I got one back there, he can tell you how rough I had it. But you know what? He's the very reason that I started going back to church again. He started going with a neighbor of ours, and he'd come home and talk about the Lord, and I'd just get so under conviction I couldn't understand it. So I thought, I wished he'd stayed at home. I really didn't want him to go into church because it caused conviction for me. But God brought me in. He seemed fit to bring me in, and I've been serving God for over 40 years. And I'm thankful for that. Amen. And look at some of the mothers in the Bible, like Rebecca. She was Jacob and Esau's mother. She had twins. We had Rachel, that was Joseph and Benjamin's mother, which was the favorite of the dad. And we had Naomi, who had her daughter-in-law Ruth. When I think about these people, how many mothers do we have today that would take in their daughter-in-law? Most of them, when they leave their son, they don't want nothing to do with the daughter-in-law. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not that kind of a person. I have a grandson that they weren't married. Him and his girlfriend have a baby, and she's the light of my life. And I still love her as much today as I did when they were together. And I treat her the same way. But how many mothers would take in a daughter-in-law? That just don't happen. We have Hannah, who was Samuel's mother, and Mary, who was the mother of our precious Savior, Lord Jesus. No greater, I tell you. And I think about these mothers. Do you think they were different than we are? You think we're different today? Yep. Or we have less love for our children today than they had then? I don't believe that. I believe that they had the same problems that we have. We, as mothers, and some of you are going to find out, it's hard to let go of those kids. Especially if they're around where you see them often. It's hard to let go of them. But these mothers had to let go of theirs. Some of them took them to the church after they weaned them and let a prophet raise them. Jesus went to the cross. Can you imagine how hard that was for Mary? But yet she was there. She watched the whole thing. I can't imagine that. I really can't. But she did. A mother's love is something that no one can explain. It's made of deep devotion and sacrifice and pain. And believe me, as a mother, you're going to suffer much pain, more than you can even imagine. It's endless and unselfish, enduring, come what may, for nothing can destroy it or take that love away. That sounds like Jesus, don't it?
Yes.
We can't destroy his love for us, no matter what we do. It doesn't make us get into heaven because he loves us, because there's rules we have to follow. And the same with our children. We have rules that they need to follow and should follow. And why do you think we have those rules? I know we have some young ones in here today, and I was telling my sister right before I got up here, I said, I remember when I was 15, 16 years old, and oh, I thought I was so smart. I thought I could do a much better job than my mother. Boy, was I wrong. My mother had 13 children. I had 2. I tell you, I don't know how she done it. I really don't. But she was a wonderful mother. I don't have her today. She's went on to be with the Lord. And if you have your mother, you're very blessed. And you should appreciate them, believe me. Because no one will ever love you like your mother loves you, except Jesus. He can love you more than her, but no one else will ever love you like your mother loves you. Love is patient, forgiving, when all others are forsaken, and it never fails or falters, even though the heart is broken. It believes beyond believing when the world around condemns, and it glows with all the beauty of the rarest, brightest gems. It is far beyond defining. It defies all explanation. And it still remains a secret like the mysteries of creation. A many-splendored miracle man cannot understand. And another wondrous evidence of God's tender guiding hand. That's the closest thing that we have to compare the love of God to is a mother's love for her children.
Yeah.
My husband said today, he said, you know, the older you get, the more you love God. I said, yeah, I believe that. Because I get so excited sometimes just seeing what God is doing in my life and what he's done, what he's brought me through. I buried a husband, a son, a mother, a dad, a brother, a sister, and not too far in the past. It seemed to happen all at once. But God brought us through it. And he'll bring you through. Whatever you have to go through, God will bring you through it. I'm so thankful for my children. There was times probably when I would have liked to have pushed them out the door. But I didn't. I'm so thankful that God seemed fit to give me 2 boys to raise. I always wanted a daughter, and then now I have some stepdaughters. They say, I'm so glad that you're my mom. I wish I could have been raised bigger. I don't know if they really really mean that or not. But I'm thankful that they love me that much if they wish they'd have been raised by me. Each generation, we want to make things better, don't we, for our children? And that's the way it was in the old times. You know, I never thought about that too much, but I thought, you know, there was King David. He was a little shepherd boy. He really didn't have anything. And God called him to be a king, and then he was rich. He had everything. Children, when King David passed, the children got it. So they didn't have to work for it. They had everything. And it happens with parents today. And I got to think, well, reading the Bible, I seen, you know, they forget that these kings and the people that were blessed so highly of God, they had rules to follow. And if you think God wasn't strict, read the Old Testament and see what happened to people that were his people, that he had called. And then they would go back on God and start worshiping idols and things like that. God turned them over to enemy nations. And they were punished. And that our children today, I'm not getting down on anybody, I want you to know that. But our children today, they think everything should be free. I deserve that.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Wow.
There's rules to follow. And I'm the type of person, don't get bad with me, because there's a little thing called a will that you can be wrote right out of. And that's just the kind of person I am. I've been serving the Lord for 40-something years, and God has never failed me. I've failed him many times, but he has never failed me. He's been there for me. When I had questions, he's answered questions for me. In dreams, or I think someone asked Brother Stanley this morning, have you ever heard God verbally? Well, I've heard him to where it sounded verbally. I knew it was God. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I knew it was God. But we need to know, and we need to respect our parents. Kids, be good to your parents. That's the only one you're going to get. That's the only mother you're going to get. You may get a stepmother or something like that, or someone you call mother, but they're never going to love you the way that mother does.
That's right.
I've spent many hours on my knees for my boys. Shed many tears for them. And come to places in my life sometimes where I thought there's no hope. God, why am I praying? It just doesn't look like there's any hope. But as a mother, you cannot give up. You go right back to it again, praying and asking God, bring them in, God. And God does it.
Yes, ma'am.
And my oldest son is proof of that. He started coming back to church with me before he passed away. And he was so excited about coming back and giving his testimony of what God done for him. He never got to make it back because he passed on before then. But to see the excitement in him, to hear the excitement. And I thought, he was such a giving boy. A lot of people would say, well, he wasn't really that good of a son, but he was. He was a very good son. He always tried to please me. And I always felt like he was trying to buy my love. And I thought, son, don't you know I love you? Yeah, Mom, I do. You don't have to buy my love. I love you. But I always wondered, did I ever get through to him? Did I ever make him understand that I loved him? I have two boys, and there was a little jealousy there. Jerry thought I loved Randy more than I did him. Randy thought I loved Jerry more than I did him. Well, let me tell you, as a mother, you deal with your children differently.
Yeah.
You meet their needs. They have different needs. Jerry was always the type that he was a runner, I guess, or he just always took care of himself. And Randy was a quiet type, never got in any trouble. But he was a homeboy. He'd stay home with Mom till he passed. That was fine. I loved him, and I still love him. Even though he's gone, I loved him. But today, we're here to honor mothers. And I just want the children to know how important it is to be respectful. I guarantee you, if you ask my son Jerry, did your mother ever teach you to be respectful? He'll tell you yes.
Amen.
And I used to tell him, don't you ever let me hear you disrespect an older person.
Amen.
Because I knew they had something bad coming if they did. And as far as I know, it was yes ma'am, no ma'am, thank you, you're welcome. I never heard them. And to this day, I've never heard my son disrespect an older person or me. I know he's got mad enough at me sometimes he probably would hit me. But he would turn and take a walk and come back and we act like nothing ever happened. It was all over. That's a mother's love. And mothers don't do that to you because they don't love you. They do that to you because they are trying to keep you from being hurt. They know if you make certain decisions, there's going to be a lot of pain in it. And most of the time, not just for you, but for that mother too. And so they try to protect you from that pain that you're going to experience with the bad decisions that you make. And I believe God does the same thing to us. I believe He gives us His Word as an example. He teaches us to walk in the Spirit. You're going to make mistakes, as you've heard Pastor Wall say many, many times. But we have His Word to walk in. We have His Spirit to convict us when we do something wrong. It's up to us to make these things right. I have to repent. I repent a lot. You know, I've been saved over 40 years and I'm still repenting of things that God lets me know is not right. Sometimes when you may be sharp or something with someone, you know, just be kind. What does it say? Kindness is like heaping coals of fire on their head. Don't repay hatefulness or meanness with meanness. You're not going to get anywhere with that. We need to be respectful toward one another. Love one another. The Bible says they'll know you are my disciples by the love you have one for another. And if we can't love one another, how can we love ourselves? It's up to us to do this. This is the day we're honoring mothers. Children, try to be a blessing to your parents. You're not going to agree with everything they say, and you're going to think they're mean. Believe me, I got married at 16. 3 months after I turned 16. I thought I knew it all. Ooh, I forgot. Once you go into adulthood, there ain't no going back. You can't go back and be a child because you don't like being an adult now. And I tried to tell my grandson that one time. I said, son, be a child as long as you can. You got no worries. All those words are on your parents and your grandparents. Because at that time he was living with me. Now, when I get 18, I'm getting me a job, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And I said, but yeah. But when you get into adulthood, you can't change your mind. It's all over. You're an adult. You're going to be held responsible for the things that you do. So, I'm sure he's remembering them very words that I told him today. Because he has one of his own now, a little one. But God is good. Amen. You know, the Bible says if we bring them up in the ways of the Lord, when they're old, they'll not depart. And mothers are probably with their kids more than the daddies. Most of the time, anyway. And that's when we teach them how to pray. We teach them about the goodness of God. This is our job as mothers. We not only say it, but we live it in front of them. My little great-granddaughter, she won't talk about Jesus a lot. She likes them old troll things and let it go and let it go. You know, that's all she wanted to sing. And I would try to sing a little Christian song, and she'd just get louder. Stop, Gigi, I'm trying to sing. But she didn't want to talk about Jesus. Well, I didn't give up. I just kept singing about Jesus, and she'd get sick, and I'd lay hands on her and pray for her, and now she likes that.
Amen.
She likes me laying hands on her. She gets sick, she'll come up and tell me, Gigi, I don't feel good. And I just lay hands on her and pray for her. She said, am I going to be all right? I said, yes, you are. Believe that Jesus healed you, he's healed you.
Amen.
And she's a wonderful little girl, 4 years old. I think sometimes I'm talking to an adult, you know. It's 4 years old and that's coming over a mile. But it's up to us even as grandparents and great-grandparents to teach those children, you know, the ways of God. If their parents aren't teaching them, and we're Christians, then we need to teach them. And I've been trying to do that in my life. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I'm able to share God with her. We had our house up for sale, and what we do, we have it up for sale. We've had it on the market probably about 7 weeks now. We haven't had one call, not one looker. Had people to come park in the drive, and it was the wrong house. You're a clean house, you've got everything ready now. And they stayed out there for a long time, and she don't usually say nothing about Jesus. That's why it shocked me so bad. And I was in the kitchen doing the dishes and that, and she come in and she said, you know, Gigi, I bet Jesus told him not to come in and look at your house. But that was such a shock. I thought, well, maybe she's right. Maybe it ain't meant for us to sell or whatever, you know, and if it's not, I don't want to sell. I want what God wants for me. And when we learn that we only want what God wants for us, we, like Pastor Ross said, we do that little song this morning, we're learning to lean, learn to trust Him in everything that we do. Pray about it. Ask God if it's His will. And if it is, He'll let you know. And if it's not, He'll let you know that too. But we've got to be open to the Spirit. We've got to listen to Him. I heard a minister say this morning, you know, you come up, you pray, and it's, oh, give me this, give me that, and oh Lord, help me here and help me there. And he said, do you ever just listen for God to say something to you? Or are you always talking? And sometimes we just need to sit quiet and listen to see if God has something to say for us. I don't want to keep it too long, but I have this little poem I wanted to read. The name of it is Open Arms. It said, the day you were born, you touched my soul. You were the missing link that made my life whole. Those beautiful blue eyes, that's Jerry, stared at me in awe, gazing at the woman who just became your mom. As days turned to months and months turned to years, I watched you grow, facing life's challenges and facing your fears. Now that you're grown, you take that next step. Those years gone by, but in my heart they're kept. If you get lost along your way, not sure what to do or what to say, know that I'm present in spirit and soul, with open arms and a hand for you to always hold. And that's the way God is. You know, we fail God, and sometimes when we fail, we say, oh, I just messed up, and we quit trying. No, God's a prayer away. And He's always there with open arms, waiting for you, just to ask Him to come back and help you.
Amen.
He knows we're weak. We know our children are weak, especially when they're not walking in the Spirit. That world is wicked out there. And if we as parents have got to be there for them, to guide them. And we may have to get a little stern with them sometimes. That's okay. As parents, we can do that. And that Jesus does it too. He gets stern with us. But that's what being a mother is all about. Wanting the best for your child, doing the best you can do for your child, protecting them, trying to encourage them when they're down and feel like they're such a no good. Don't ever tell your children they're no good and they're never going to make nothing out of themselves. Tell them you can do anything you put your heart to. My dad used to always tell us, there is no such word as ain't. You can do whatever you put your hand to. Now, he wasn't even a Christian man, but we weren't allowed to say, I can't do that. No, you do it. and you do it right. Don't come back in here and I have to send you back. Do it right. And I believe that's the way it is with God. When God gives us the ability to do something, we can do it. It's not on our own, but it's trusting in Him. Knowing that God's going to help us. He'll never leave us up here by ourselves. Because if He did, I'd just say, "Here, Pastor Lawson." You take it. But you know, we got young people coming up in our church, and they're our next generation church. I'm glad to see Marie's boy. Ryan, is that your name? I'm glad to see him in the praise group. And Brianne in the praise group. You know, these are our next church coming up.
Amen.
And it thrills my heart to know that they love the Lord enough that they want to do this. And you just got to get it in your heart and your mind. You know, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the Lord. So if I don't do good, I'm still doing the best I can.
Amen.
And that's what we're supposed to do. The best we can. And when we do things, what does the Bible say? Do it as unto the Lord.
Amen.
Give it your best. And nobody can ask for any more. I appreciate all of you, and happy Mother's Day to all you mothers, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day with your families. You know, make it a family day. I've never seen so much traffic as today. And everybody's going to church today, or they're going to mom's. I don't know which. But there's a lot of traffic out there. But I thank God for all you mothers that came out. And you're surprised. I was a special.
Thank you.